Hey Mia, it's been a while. It's your mother.
Sorry, who?
I mean, your biological mother? Wait, didn't I give you this number before?
No, you never gave me this number. And anyway, what do you want from me all of a sudden?
Oh, come on. There's no need to treat me like a stranger.
You basically are a stranger to me, though.
This kind of stubbornness really doesn't look good on you. You're a girl, so try to act a little more courteous.
I've no courtesy for the woman who cheated on my dad and then abandoned us. Why are you even contacting me again right now? I thought I made it clear before that I never wanted to see or talk to you ever again.
Well, I tried to contact your father first, but he keeps ignoring me. So I figured that if it was going to be like that, I'd try messaging you instead. There's no problem with something like that, is there? It's your dad's fault for ignoring me.
Whatever it is you want to say to us, we don't want to hear it. Dad and I are happy living on our own without you. Don't contact us again. We want nothing to do with you.
How can you be so cold towards me? I'm the one who brought you into this world. Don't you even understand how painful giving birth is? The least you could do is act a little nicer to me.
If you bring this up again, I'll just block you right now.
Wait. I just want you to pass a message from me to your father.
Why? Dad not replying to your message is his answer to whatever you want to say. Just leave us alone and stop trying to involve us in your problems.
Look, I really am in a bit of trouble. I'll be honest with you. I'm really struggling with money at the moment. It's at the point where I can barely buy food to eat tomorrow.
So what? You want money from Dad? You guys are already divorced. He doesn't have to give you anything at all. Why don't you ask the guy you cheated on Dad with for money? You know, your new husband.
The two of us got divorced already, you know. That's why I'm trying to ask your dad for some help instead.
Is that it? Just get a job and earn some money on your own for once.
I can't do that right now. You see, I have a child to look after.
What do you mean you need to look after a child? Whose?
Her name is Katie. She's your little sister.
I still don't understand why this has anything to do with us.
Katie is still in elementary school, so I can't just find a job and start working. I need to be at home to look after her.
Since you have a kid, she also must have a father. Get him to pay for child support.
You're still just a child, so I guess you don't understand how the world works yet. But just because you get a divorce, it doesn't necessarily mean that you get child support as well. After Katie's father and I divorced, he cut all contact with me completely, and I haven't been able to get a hold of him no matter how hard I try. I haven't received even one payment from him.
And so what? For you? Am I supposed to feel sorry for you? I'm telling you that this has nothing to do with me and Dad. It just means that you were naive and got yourself into a bad predicament.
How cruel! Don't you care that your little sister isn't going to have any food to eat? This is the most important time for her development. Don't you feel even a little sorry for her?
Don't try and guilt trip me over this. I've never even met her before. Just because you message me out of the blue and tell me that I have a little sister, doesn't mean that I'm going to have some sisterly feelings for her immediately. She's your daughter, so you're the one who needs to look after her. That's your responsibility as parent.
That's exactly why I need the money. So that I can look after her and provide her with what she needs. You can relate to how bad it is not to have food on the table, right? Remember that time I left you at home and went traveling with my boyfriend while your dad was away on a long business trip? You kept crying because there was no food. It was that fuss you caused that ended up exposing my affair and leading to the divorce in the first place. Since you know how it feels, I'm sure you don't want Katie to experience the same pain you did at that time.
Obviously, I don't want anyone else to go through that. If you were to do something like that a second time, you really would be the lowest of the low. You're not doing that again, are you? You're looking after her properly, right?
Well, that depends on you and your father.
What are you on about? How does it depend on us?
Just make sure you convince your dad to send me money, okay? Once he transfers some money into my account, I'll make sure that Katie can eat properly. I'll text you again later, so make sure you tell him what I said.
You gotta be kidding me. Who actually acts like this? You really are the worst.
This is Katie? Are the messages sending properly? Sorry, I don't really know how to use this thing that well yet.
Katie! Thanks for contacting me. I'm sorry about going to your house unannounced like that. You must have been surprised when I showed up.
It did surprise me at first, but I wasn't so worried once I realized you knew about me. I figured you must know my mom, too.
Oh, that makes sense. It's a good thing you have your own phone. Did your mom buy it for you?
Yeah, she did. She told me I need one so that she can tell me what I need to do.
Is that so? Anyway, we didn't really get to finish our conversation from before. This might sound strange, but you love your mom, don't you?
Of course I do. She's the only family I have.
Of course. Sorry, I didn't mean to ask anything strange. And I'm sorry for trying to get you to leave the house and come with me before. That must have made you feel a little uncomfortable, right?
Well, I'm not allowed to leave the house. Sorry, but I can't leave with you.
Why can't you leave the house? Is it because it was too late in the evening? You leave the house when you go to school, don't you?
I don't go to school.
What do you mean? You haven't been going?
Mom says that I don't need to go to school anymore.
Has she always said that?
Pretty much. I did go to school in the 1st grade, but I haven't gone since then.
I see. What time will your mom be home? Do you know?
I really don't know when she'll be back next. She does come back some days.
Comes back sometimes. She doesn't come home every night?
Sorry, can I ask you a question? Are you really my older sister? Was that true?
Yes, it's true. We have a different dad, but our mom is the same.
To be honest, I have a bit of a problem. Could you please help me?
What is it? I'll try to help if I can.
There's no more food left at home. Even if I ask Mom for some, she just tells me to drink some water. That's why I was so happy that you brought me over some snacks. Thank you so much, by the way. I was so hungry, and I didn't know what I was supposed to do.
Don't mention it. I'm glad I was able to help you a little by bringing those snacks. I should have tried a little harder to convince you to come with me. Then you could have had a proper meal here at my house.
Oh, but I'm not allowed to leave the house. Mom will get angry at me if I do. I don't want her to get angry, so I don't really want to leave. But I would be really happy if you could come by with some more snacks another time. Oh, I'm sorry for asking you for something so selfish.
It's not selfish at all. Don't worry, I'll bring some again. But aren't you lonely being stuck at home by yourself all day?
It is lonely. I'm here all the time and I have no friends to play with.
And you want to go to school, don't you?
Of course I do. I really enjoyed it when I went in the 1st grade.
Then you need to leave that place.
But Mom will get angry.
Don't worry, I'll talk to her for you. Is it okay if I come over now?
I think it's fine. Oh, but I wonder if Mom will get angry about it.
She won't. Don't worry. And even if she does get angry, I'll protect you. You have nothing to worry about.
I got it. Thanks. Mom told me that I'm not allowed to talk to adults apart from her. But it's fine if it's you, right? She wouldn't get angry at me for talking to my older sister, would she?
Of course it's fine. I'm still in high school, so I'm not an adult yet. Not only am I still a kid, I'm your sister. So everything is okay.
Oh, that's great. Okay, I'll be waiting for you.
Mia, your dad is still ignoring my messages and he hasn't sent me any money yet either. What's going on? He should have sent something by now. Haven't you talked to him yet?
You seriously haven't noticed?
What haven't I noticed? Cut to the chase.
That your daughter has disappeared from home? I guess that means you haven't been home for days now.
What? Are you telling me you've been to visit Katie?
I did. I wanted to confirm what you had told me the other day. I got your address from Dad and went to have a look.
And what? You took Katie away with you?
Of course I did. Anybody would have done the same. How long have you left her there by herself? The house was a complete mess, full of trash. The fridge was empty. She was crying because she was so hungry.
What was I supposed to do about it? Your dad didn't send any money.
No. You had left her in that situation even before you came to us asking for money.
But anyway, thanks. It was so nice of you to take her away and look after her for me. I was thinking about going in to check on her sometime soon, but I really didn't feel like it. You really helped out there.
Are you crazy? You really haven't changed a bit, have you? What do you think would have happened to her if I didn't go there to see her? She was completely malnourished.
But she was still alive, right? So everything's all good. If you're worried so much about her, why don't you just keep her with you? I don't mind. You see, I've moved in with my new boyfriend recently. But I didn't tell him that I have a kid. So if you keep her there, it works out perfectly.
Always looking out for yourself. But Katie isn't here with me and Dad.
What? Then where is she?
We gave her in to Child Protective Services. Even though she isn't registered as a relative or anything, we couldn't just leave her at that house.
What? You went to child services? Are you out of your mind?
Of course we took her there. I might be her half-sister, but you're the one with official custody and responsibility over her. Dad said that there was no way that he was going to pay you money. But that if we just took her in ourselves, you cause a big fuss. So, we decided to go through the proper authorities to make sure you didn't try and make us out to be the bad guys who took your daughter away or something like that.
Bring her back right now!
That's not happening. Child Protective Services should have contacted you by now. So, have they? How hadn't you realized that she was gone for so long?
I did get a few phone calls from some unknown number. But I assumed that it was just a debt collector or something, so I didn't pick up.
You're in debt too? Why am I not surprised? You're so pitiful.
Hey, I needed money to live.
And I bet you used all that money on yourself. If you had used it for Katie, there might still have been some hope left for you.
So what's going to happen to me? I did get a warning from Child Protective Services that time I left you alone too.
You'll probably get arrested for child abuse this time. Surely you know that.
Arrested? But all I did was leave the house for a few days. And this time, I even got Kitty a phone so that we could still stay in touch. So, it's not like she was really on her own the entire time or anything. If something had happened, she could always reach me so that I'd come back and help.
How many times did she message you saying that there was no food left? And you didn't come back to get her more or help her. You just kept telling her to drink water. You even got angry at her for bothering you with such small things. I don't even know why you got her the phone if you were going to basically ignore her anyway.
It's not like she died or anything. What's the problem? I was trying to make sure I didn't mess up again like I did that one time with you. That's why I got her the phone. And now because of you, I'm going to get in trouble again. How are you going to fix this?
What are you talking about? Have you really lost your mind? Are you really this stupid? Don't do things that you know you'll get in trouble for if they're found out. It's that simple. If you have kids, then you need to raise them properly. If you're just going to leave them alone all the time, don't have them.
Katie's father told me that he would pay child support. That's why I agreed on the divorce. I'm not the bad guy here. It's my lying ex who won't pay for child support who's in the wrong. And your dad, who won't give me any money either, is also part of the problem.
I agree that Katie's father is also in the wrong for not paying the child support like he was supposed to. But she was still in your custody. You had a responsibility to look after her properly. You always try to find someone else to blame for your mistakes. That much still hasn't changed, I see.
How about this then? I'll give Katie over to you two. I don't need any custody over her. I'll rescind it. And in return, you can tell Child Protective Services that we've already reached a conclusion and that they don't need to be involved anymore. I'm really happy with my current life and new boyfriend. I don't want it to get messed up by this.
Dad and I don't need to do anything just for you to keep your life going as it is. Why should we cooperate with someone like you? You can go to hell for all I care. You've done the same terrible thing twice now. With 2 different kids. You don't deserve to be happy.
Mia, please. This is the one request I have of you. Help me out this one time. I'm begging you.
No way. It didn't matter how many times either I or Katie wished and wished for you to come home. You never did. There's no reason at all for me to help you. Deal with all of this yourself this time. I hope you really feel the same despair that Katie must have felt all alone in that filthy house.
Mia, it's Katie.
Katie! It's so good to hear from you. I guess they finally let you use your phone there?
Yeah. Someone taught me how to connect to the Wi-Fi here, so now I can finally message you.
That's great to hear. I'm glad we can finally contact each other again. I'm sorry I haven't been able to go and visit you. How have you been? Is everything okay?
Everything is good. Everyone here is really nice to me. But when do you think I'll be able to see Mom?
I think it won't be for a while. Mom is really busy with work at the moment, so she hasn't had time to visit you.
Oh, I see.
Listen, I spoke with my dad earlier. Katie, what would you say about living together with me and my dad?
Really? I could come and live with you and your dad?
Yeah. Of course, it's up to you, though.
Then I'll be able to be together with you more, right?
That's right.
Oh, but won't I get in the way? I mean, you, me, and your dad, we're not family.
If we all live together, you will become family.
I will? By living together?
Yeah. My dad also said he hopes you come to live with us.
He really said that? Oh, that makes me happy to hear that. The pancakes he made for me that other time tasted so good. I want to have those again.
He'll definitely make them for you again. Just hold on a little longer.
Okay, I will. Thank you so much. I'll be a good girl and wait for you here.
Don't worry. I already know you're a good girl. We'll definitely come get you soon. I promise.
I'll be here waiting.
After that, Child Protective Services and the police looked into Katie's case and how Mom was treating her and decided to take away her custody rights. She won't be able to regain custody of Katie for several years. For that period, Katie would either be placed in foster care or given to another relative to be looked after. Dad and I had really hoped that we would be the ones to look after her. We looked into every avenue that might make that possible. While doing so, we were able to get into contact with Katie's father. He said that if we wanted to take care of her, he would be fine with that and wouldn't have anything against it. Just like Mom, he seems to be a selfish person. As long as he wasn't the one who would have to look after her, he was fine to go along with anything we said. It really annoyed me having to deal with someone like that. But in the end, it would be much better for Katie to come and live with us instead of such useless parents like her mom and dad. What an ironic situation. Mom was arrested by the police for abusing Katie in the way she did. But despite the arrest, she wasn't convicted and didn't go to prison. But after she was arrested, her new boyfriend found out not only that she lied about having a child, but also the way that she had treated Katie, and the relationship collapsed. On top of that, her dad also caught up with her, and I heard that she is living a pretty miserable life now trying to pay it all off. Katie has recently started bringing Mom up in conversation too, so I think she is finally starting to realize the truth of the situation. I think it's important that she does find out what really happened, but Dad and I decided to wait until she is a little older before telling her. To be honest, even I was a little surprised that my dad was so open in taking Katie to raise her. I don't have a whole lot of life experience right now, so maybe that's why I don't fully understand what he is thinking. But in normal circumstances, I think most people would really be against raising the child of their ex-wife and the man that she was having an affair with. I was the one who made the first move and tried to get Katie away from Mom without even discussing it with him. But instead of getting angry or scolding me, he praised me for my actions. I'll never forget how he patted my head and said, "You did the right thing." That moment will stay with me for the rest of my life. There's even a bit of feeling inside me that not only did I save Katie this time, but I also saved my younger self too. Saving Katie from the horrible situation she was in and receiving some positive affirmation from my dad made me feel really, really good. I hope that in the future, I can become someone as kind and compassionate as my dad. It's true that the three of us make up a kind of an oddball family, but I'm going to do my best so that we can all create happy memories together, and so that Katie will be glad that she came to live with us. I'll do everything in my power to protect my little sister from now on.